individuals, and we have met our goals within the past 7 weeks, dear Lord. We just want to take and pray that as we leave here today, God, and as we go about our service in the fire service, dear Lord, that you would help us to to do it with all of our might, Lord, and to give you glory in everything that's done, Lord. I just want to pray that everything that's done here today will glorify your name. In Jesus Christ's holy name, amen.
Good morning. I'm Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Cheney. You're probably wondering what's an insurance guy doing up here, but the State Fire Academy is a sub-agency of the Department of Insurance. We have a lot of folks with us here today to welcome this class 195 upon their graduation. And the reason we recognize these people is because they help us keep this place funded and running. We have with us Representative Michael Ted Evans from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Dana McClain, representative from Columbus, Mississippi. You can wave at the folks here so they know who you are. And we have Representative Jeff Hales on the way. In addition to that, we have Dr. Jonathan Wilson, a very important part of the program here at the department. And the reason is this: we now train emergency medical responders at this fire academy. We're the #1 fire academy, rated the #1 fire academy in the United States. And you guys that are graduating here today are graduating from the finest fire academy that you will ever know about. We have as our guest speaker today and keynote speaker Representative Bubba Carpenter. Representative Carpenter is also chair of the First Responder Caucus in the House of Representatives, a newly formed caucus to look out for first responders and firefighters in this state. As I said, this is the finest fire academy in the United States, bar none. We are proud to have this class right here, 30 young graduates, men and women, to graduate today. Thank you for being here.
My name is Terry Wages. I'm the Executive Director here at the State Fire Academy, and I would like to welcome each of you to the graduation and most of all celebration of Class 195. As I look around the room, I have a script to go by. We try to keep it in line, but sometimes it's hard for me to follow that because most of you that know me, I like to talk. So I look at all the chiefs and firefighters in this room. It makes me proud to be a part of this profession. Thank you all for coming out and supporting our firefighter, our new recruits that are entering into our family. Thank the families for coming out today. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody. All right, these young men and women here that are graduating today have faced tremendous challenges over the last 7 weeks. But most importantly, they've created bonds, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. They've come together and have a new understanding of teamwork. As they go back to the departments, that's extremely important because as you function here as a team, you're going to see as you go back to these departments how to integrate yourself into teamwork within your departments. They also serve as a evolution in fire service training. As Commissioner Cheney stated, this fire academy is #1 in the country. It's because of our instructors and our staff here that are continually evaluating the needs and stepping up with new technologies and training methods to get this training delivered to our firefighters and responders across the state. This profession is truly rewarding, and you're entering into a great profession. Firefighting is considered one of the highly prestigious professions in our country, one of honor, integrity, sacrifice, and most of all, courage. These firefighters come from us from all across the state, from the north end of the state, Batesville Fire Department, Boonville Fire Department, Horn Lake Fire Department, Olive Branch Fire Department, Senatobia Fire Department, Starkville Fire Department, and Walls Fire Department. From the central part of our state, Brandon Fire Department, Carthage Fire Department, Greenville Fire Department. Newton Fire Department. Pearl Fire Department. Reservoir Fire Department. And finally, from the south end of our state, Laurel Fire Department. Natchez Fire Department. And Poplarville Fire Department. As I drive in each morning on these graduation days, I think about and reflect back on my career here in the fire service in the state. And I often think about how we get a message of sincerity about how we feel about you guys graduating and going out to protect our communities. And we want to make sure that we stress that in our scripted somewhat delivery of this program. It's ceremonious in nature, but we're very sincere, and our instructors are very sincere about how much we care for you and care for your training in your communities. As you leave here today, go back to your departments and be a positive influence on those that are coming behind you to be firefighters in the state. Mentor them, bring them up, encourage them, and support them. But most of all, continually develop yourself and grow. Because as the newest members of the Mississippi Fire Service, you will be called up and challenged upon at your departments. Be the ones that make a difference as you enter into this great profession. At this time, I'd like to introduce our instructor chief of the Certification Bureau, Marcus Collier.
It's pretty obvious I'm not Marcus, I think, from a while ago. But there's one person here that I neglected to introduce, and it plays a key part. The president of the State Firefighters Fire Chiefs Association, Mr. Reuben Brown, Chief Brown from Greenville, Mississippi. Raise your hand. It's a little out of the ordinary that I would do this, but this is pretty important. For years, at least for over a decade, I have fought to try to get more benefits for firefighters and especially for volunteer firefighters in the state. Chief Brown and a group of fire chiefs in Greenville in December had the Speaker of the House there, where we are trying to allow counties and municipalities, especially like Cleveland that has a volunteer department, to provide unemployment insurance if you get hurt on the job and cancer funding if you get cancer from your occupation. That's extremely important, and we don't do enough for our firefighters. And I want to publicly thank him because we've got a commitment and a bill that's at the House now that will fund that out of dollars that are not coming out of the general fund. Chief, I want to thank you publicly for that. Now, this is Marcus. Marcus, come forward, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. Once again, I just want to welcome everybody that's here today. It's been quite some time since we've seen this number of people, and it's a great thing to see. So welcome to the Academy. If this is your first time, we encourage you after the ceremony, weather permitting, obviously, that you take a minute and at least drive around the campus. There's a lot going on here. You can see the new building that's being constructed that's going to add to the number of people that we can serve and the number of people that we can train. That's going to be a great addition to our campus here. But just take the opportunity before you drive out of the gates to make the loop. I'm sure your loved ones here can show you around and tell you a little bit about our campus. So Mississippi State Fire Academy has 28 full-time instructional staff members, and this is just the instructors. This doesn't make up, obviously, the maintenance and the cafeteria and the administration and everything that goes in to this organization. But 28 full-time instructional staff members, and they're distributed among 4 instructional bureaus. The 2 bureaus that have been with your loved ones over the last few weeks are the Certification Bureau and the EMS, Emergency Service Medical Services Bureau. Also, other bureaus that we have are the Special Industrial Bureau that handles special operations and the industrial side of things as far as our campus facilities and the services that we provide, and also extension services. And many of you that are volunteers those classes that are provided to your volunteer departments, they go through the Extension Services Bureau. So as you can see, several different things going on. We have several things happening on campus today as well with the other bureaus. So at this time, I want to take just a second. I want to introduce the instructors that have spent the last 7 weeks with your loved ones and hopefully train them to the best of our ability. So I'm going to start down here on the back row. To my left, Advanced Instructor Chris Kozel. Senior Instructor Sydney Malone. Senior Instructor Barry Burnside. Advanced Instructor Will Cockey. Instructor William Tharp. Senior Advanced Durfee Burns. On the stage to my left is going to be Senior Instructor Chris Carrera. And Class Coordinator for 195, Senior Instructor Sean Sinclair. Also, as I alluded to, there's several other classes taking place right now, so I have a couple of guys to mention here. Just bear with me just a second. Advanced Instructor Matt Hinkle, he's working with the Engine Ops class. And then the EMS Bureau is delivering a class today, TCCC. So that's going to be Chief Rob Fisher, Advanced Instructor Ricky Lee, Instructor Gary Hune, Instructor Charles Weathersby, and Instructor Joe Queen. So I think to the best of my ability, I haven't left anybody out. So if you will, just one more time, if you will give these men a round of applause. And then also, I want to recognize our administrative assistant, Miss Rebecca Cahoon. Chiefs and the training officers in the room know, she keeps me straight. So she sends out emails for us and sends out information and tries to do her best to keep us in line as we go about our daily task. So at this time, I want to focus on you guys in front of me here. So Basic Class 195, on behalf of the instructional staff, we just thank each one of you for the decision that you've made to become a firefighter. And as you prepare to move into your careers and back into your daily lives, we want to encourage you to live your life as a light to others. So basically the same message that Director Wages said to you. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." So we just encourage you today that take the things, hopefully, that we've instilled with you over the last 7 weeks and the things that you're going to learn in the future. Take those things and go be that light. Be that light for your family. Be that light for your friends and coworkers. And be that light for the people that you're responding to in their darkest hour. So congratulations on this accomplishment that we're celebrating here today, and may God bless.
Don't remember them saying I'd have to watch a man take his last breath with his wife and daughter at his chest, or to see a family's home go up in flames, knowing they just lost everything. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today. 'Cause you know God made us that way. I never thought I'd see the terror in a mother's eyes as she watched her 15-year-old die. Or to feel the fire slap me in the face as it moves through this house at a steady pace. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on, don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today. 'Cause you know God made us that way. And I hope to God I never have to see a brother fall in battle at a fire we can't defeat. We've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today. 'Cause you know God made us that way. You know God made firefighters that way.
So you can see that's just a small segment of the things that they've been through. I'm sure you heard much more than that at home. But that video was prepared by our very own William Searcy, and also the song at the end was prepared and sung by our very own chief instructor over Extension Services, Shannon Sandridge. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the coordinator for this class, senior instructor Sean Sinclair.
Good afternoon. As he stated, my name is Sean Sinclair. I had the wonderful task of coordinating this wonderful group of young men and young women. But before I go any further, I would like 195 to stand on their feet and give your friends and family a standing ovation. thank you guys so much for your thoughts and your prayers. And I know it's a very daunting task, no matter what age your kids are, sitting them down the road and putting them in the care of some of total strangers, so to speak. Thank you guys. This was a wonderful group. Everybody bought in from day one. They made my job super easy, and I didn't do this job by myself. I had a wonderful group of guys who had my back in every situation, and I very, very much appreciate everything. I'm not a big talker, so I get straight to the point. We're going to go with class awards. I'd like to bring up my captain, Nathan Atwood. Reg Reed. And Derek Ward. These guys probably had the worst job of the whole class. The reason why I say that is, as captains and lieutenant, they carry out the orders that I tell them. And you know, with a group of 30 strangers, sometimes it seems personal, but it's not. So again, I applaud those guys for doing everything I asked them to do, and did a wonderful and amazing job. Our second award is going to be the highest GPA. It's going to go to Malachi Adams. Our third award goes to a guy who may or may not beat me in the foot race. It's yet to be determined. We didn't get the footage yet. Taylor Nazary. And our final award is going to be called the Making a Difference Award. This guy probably had the most subtle but the greatest attitude of all. Everything I asked him to do, he did it with no question, no hesitation, never talked back. It was just a wonderful guy. And it's going to go to Bailey Luke, Making a Difference. Now, as you can see, we have 3 flags on stage. The one next to the Mississippi State flag to the left is going to be Class 195's flag. That seems like an ordinary flag, ordinary piece of nylon, means nothing to you. But it signifies when everybody comes together as a group and a family and carries out the one thing that we desire, for them to work as a team. So at this time, 195, would you please give the flag back to Mississippi State Fire Academy?
At this time, Class 195 would like to return the flag back to the Mississippi State Fire Academy.
Forward, march.
Again, thank you guys for the wonderful honor and privilege for teaching your sons and daughters for the past 7 weeks. It was truly an honor on my behalf. Thank you guys again so much. But at this time, I want to bring up the class speaker, Taylor Nazary.
Good morning. I'm Taylor Nazary from the Carthage Fire Department, and on behalf of Class 195 and all the instructors here, I would like to say thank you all for being here to support us as we take our next step toward our careers. I also would like to thank my classmates for giving me the honor and the privilege to speak for them at today's graduation ceremony. I want to use my time up here to discuss a few of the valuable lessons that we have learned as a group throughout these past 7 weeks. The phrase that I would like to use to describe the first couple of weeks here is a phrase that I'm sure you're all familiar with, and it's herding cats. Now imagine herding 30 cats into 2 uniform lines and giving them an assigned number. And when it was their number was called out numerically in order, they had to yell it out and get it right every time. We struggled quite a bit with this, but as time went on, our class became better and better at this simple task. And this simple task brought us together as a team. And that brings me to one of the many virtues that the Academy has taught us. And there are many, many important virtues that are taught here. But I believe that these ones are going to be particularly important as we go into our careers in the fire service. The first one is teamwork. At the Mississippi Fire Academy, working as a team is very important. And whether we are lining up and marching to class or completing evolutions in the heat building, or your team members making sure that you have enough hose and water supply as you enter a burning house. Working as a team is essential to being a firefighter. Teamwork can also lead to another important virtue in this career field, and that is accountability. Now, being accountable for yourself and for your own actions is pretty easy. But being accountable for not only yourself, but everyone around you can be quite challenging. The two simple ways that the Academy has taught us to be accountable is the tag that we wear on the back of our helmets with our number stamped on it, and the small section of rope that we keep tied around our waist in a square knot with safeties. Now, only a few days in, we were checking our classmates, making sure we had our tags, making sure our ropes were tied properly. And this was a very good way the Academy has taught us to be accountable for each other. Being accountable as a firefighter means checking our equipment on a daily basis, making sure all the tools we have are ready for use when the next call may come. Being accountable means looking out for your fellow firefighter and being your brother's keeper. The last thing the instructors here have instilled into us, and the thing I believe is the most important in the fire service, is hard work. Life as a firefighter is challenging both physically and mentally. Every day at the Academy, hard work is expected from you. Nothing we have accomplished here or that we will accomplish in the future will be given to us. And every one of my classmates has earned the opportunity to walk across this stage and lead this auditorium a certified firefighter. I want to close by acknowledging the determination that this group has shown from battling COVID-19 and the hardships that come along with it to waiting over a year to be able to come here and earn their certificate. The determination showed by each of you has not gone unnoticed. And I want to say that the state of Mississippi and your departments is gaining great new firefighters. This group has also showed me one more important thing, that it's never too late in life, no matter what your age, to decide you want to become a firefighter. I also want to close by thanking the cafeteria staff for keeping our bellies full on a daily basis and having some of the best ice cream that I've ever had. Thank you to the Mississippi State Fire Academy and all the instructors for the knowledge and wisdom that you have shared with us that we will utilize throughout our careers in the fire service. And thank you, Instructor Sinclair, for being such a great class coordinator and for going the extra mile and making sure we are prepared for the future. Thank you for giving us the tools that are needed for a career in this field, and thank you for treating us the way that you would like to be treated. Most importantly, I would like to thank Instructor Sinclair, Instructor Carrera, and Instructor Collier for leading the Bible study every Wednesday night, making sure that we know the true power of God's Word and explaining to us how important it is in our daily lives. These important lessons that we have learned here, we will always carry with us back to our departments, back to our homes, and back to our families. And at this time, I would like to present Instructor Sinclair with a plaque that reads, "In grateful appreciation of the hard work and dedication shown while administering the knowledge and tools needed to develop skillful firefighters." This is on behalf of Class 195. Thank you.
I'm very excited to introduce our guest speaker today. Not only does he represent us at the Capitol as a representative in the House, but he's also an Army veteran, firefighter, and a paramedic. It is an honor to have him out here today to speak to this class as they go out on their journey. He was elected in 2008 to the Mississippi District 1 in the House of Representatives. He serves as chairman of the Mississippi House Representatives Conservative Coalition, I'll get it out, in the Military Affairs Committee. He serves on the Burnsville Area Chamber of Commerce, Tishomingo Economic Foundation, and is affiliated with the Boy Scouts of America. Representative Carpenter attended paramedic school at Wallace State Community College and Northeast Mississippi Community College. He served in that profession and experienced as working as a paramedic in the field for several years in North Mississippi. He now serves as the president of our newly formed state's First Responders Caucus, focusing toward the needs of our first responders across the state. Please join me in welcoming our guest speaker today, Representative Bubba Carpenter.
I'll be brief because I'm standing between you and your family and lunch. That's an important thing to be standing between. Good morning. I'd like to start by expressing my appreciation to Mr. Terry Wages for the invitation to speak at this graduation. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had our first responder caucus meeting, and Terry asked me, said, "Hey, we're fixing to graduate the fire academy. Would you be the guest speaker?" And I said, "Man, I would love to." I see a former guest speaker out here, Mr. Michael Ted Evans. He spoke at a graduation, career firefighter, and Ms. Dana McLean. She's from Columbus. Thank you guys for being here today. I started my career right here on this campus. It's hard to believe, 1989. A bunch of us from Tishomingo County came down to do the volunteer certification, and then went back home and was on the volunteer fire department. Like most rural areas, most of our departments are volunteer. We do have a full-time fire department in Iuka, but Tishomingo County is blessed to have around 17 volunteer firefighters departments, and it's a huge undertaking for those guys and ladies that work every day, work every night, and then still go out and help their community. And you'll see what I'm talking about as you begin your careers there. Also want to express my sincere appreciation to the instructors for the training you've given to past classes, not only this one, but the past classes that have made our state safer and have helped on our insurance rates throughout the state. Having Commissioner Cheney here, I'll talk about that in just a second, about how you guys, your career is going to impact not only saving lives and structures, but what you're going to do for the taxpayers and the homeowners of this great state. I began my career, as Terry said, I began my career as a EMT student at Northeast Mississippi Community College, and I graduated at EMT school there and got my national registry. Went to work for a little hospital, Iuka, on the ambulance. Immediately, once I started there, I began my paramedic training there in Wallace State Community College. I wanted, from the beginning of my time, I wanted to serve the public. With that being said, I joined the National Guard in high school. My senior year, I went to Fort Knox for basic training. Shortly after that, George Bush called us up for Desert Storm. After we completed our mission in Desert Storm, I came back, began working on the ambulance again, got my paramedic license, and from there, 26 years later, I ended my career as a paramedic when I ran for the House of Representatives. I don't know why I did that, Michael Ted. But anyway, I glutton for some punishment. But I did run, and I won the race. I represent Tishomingo and Alcorn counties in the northeast part of the corner there. It's an honor to have served and still serving in our great state today. So I've had the privilege of taking care of and transporting injured and sick patients. You guys are going to know what that means. And ladies, when you start your careers here, you may have already started. Some of you have already probably been on some calls, EMR calls and things like that. But it's a great feeling when a mom comes by or a dad comes by or a homeowner says, "Thank you. Thank you for what you did for my family. Thank you for what you did for my kid and for what you did for our home when it caught fire or smell of smoke." Your guys are going to get called out there, and you're going to get some thank yous. Not all the time you're going to get thanked. You may get cussed, but I'll tell you what, just take the good with the bad, and it all works out at the end. It sure does. The highlight of my career, I guess, as a paramedic, I had the opportunity to fly on a helicopter for 7 years for Air Evac. That was a game changer in my career. Everybody that's a paramedic wants to fly, and I was able to do that for 7 years. And then, as I said, I began my political career in 2008. I served my first term from 2008 to 12. And from there, I'm standing here today in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen of this class, you're going to have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, whether it be talking to them at the scene of a wreck, helping them out of a burning structure, or just going out and doing PRs. We loved an ambulance going out and doing PRs with young children, nursing homes, things of that nature. You're going to be, this is the good things of your career. It's going to be a lot of work in your career, but the good things are getting to talk to young children and maybe persuading them to be sitting where you're sitting today. Because when I was growing up and still today, people look up to a firefighter. A firefighter is that statute in the country that, hey, you're going into burning buildings when other people are leaving them. That was something you never did understand. You're going into a burning house and somebody else is getting out, but that's the way it is. Today in this state, you're going to join the ranks of about 3,200 career firefighters. 3,200. That's a small amount of people for a state our size, but what helps make that up are the 13,000 volunteers. 13,000 people get up in the middle of the night and go to car wrecks. They get up, 3,200 get up out of their bed in a cold night to go out to help someone in burning buildings and structure fires and car wrecks and rescue efforts. But you're to be commended for where you're sitting today and what you're about to embark on in your life. Speaking with Commissioner Cheney before I came in and Mr. Wages, what I was going to talk to you about too, you guys are not only going to be saving lives and protecting structures, but as a homeowner in this state, and most of you may already own your own home, or for the folks sitting in this crowd that own their own homes, you guys make a difference and going to make a difference in this state. Homeowners' policies are affected by your insurance ratings on your homeowners, and Commissioner Ortega, to this day, a conservative estimate is it saves this state of Mississippi's citizens $50 million by the job you do and you're going to do. So I want to say thank you for that. It's not only the fires and the car wrecks, but it's what you're doing for the homeowners of this great state to save them some money to put back into their pockets for their kids and their families. About 2 weeks ago, I was asked to be the president of the newly formed First Responders Caucus, the first one that we know of in the United States. It's been in the U.S. Congress for about 40 years, but our goal is to bridge fire, EMS, and police together in one room, and we did that 2 weeks ago. And we're going to fight for you guys. We're going to fight for issues that pertain to fire, EMS, and police. And there's things out there on the horizon right now that police officers are not looked at as they should be. There's a lot of people after our police, and I tell you, we're going to stand up and fight for firefighters, policemen, and paramedics and EMS agencies. Talking to the doctor here from UMMC, we've passed a bill in the House. It's headed to the Senate right now. Most of you guys, you're going back to a career stations. You're wherever respected cities you go to. Some of you's going to go on to paramedic school. But until this bill passes and the governor signs it, in that station, you can only act within the scope of your training, which most of it will be EMRs or EMTs. With this new bill being passed and the governor signs it, if you become a paramedic, your station, your town can let you perform those skills at your level. So intubation, IV therapy, cardiac monitors. Right now, we know in the United States that the push for strokes, STEMIs, and heart attacks is how quick you can get those people to a hospital and get an EKG in front of a doctor. That saves a lot of lives, and you'll be the front lines of that. You'll be able to probably do a 12-lead EKG if your department and have capabilities to send that to the ER before the ambulance ever gets them loaded. So that's going to be a good thing we're doing for our state, and working with Commissioner Cheney there under the insurance department, we're going to be able to reach that goal this year. Today, your mission should be to push forward, get involved in community service, do what you can do back in your respected towns, further your education. Don't stop as just a firefighter. Some people may be satisfied with that, but I don't think you guys are going to do that. I think next week they're starting a smoke diver class here. So go for the gold, get the smoke diver, get you a paramedic license, get whatever you want to do. The sky's the limit for you guys. You're just starting your professional career today. I want to thank you. I want to say good luck in your future. Stay safe, have fun, and be courageous, because not every day at work is going to be a good day. You're going to have some bad days when people don't get to go back to their families as far as citizens of this state. But just know you've done your best. Keep your head up and smile. And I want to say thank you to everyone that came out, your families, your wives, for allowing your sons and daughters to be a part of a career that is very highly respected in our state. Thank you, and God bless you.
3132, Class 195, all present and accounted for. Sir. Malachi Adams. Jesse Arnold. Nathan Atwood. Hunter Averett. Matthew Bratton. Gary Brown. Andrew Burnside. Kent Collier. Tredarius Davis. Anaya Edwards. Blake Enlow. Derek Hindu. Robert Holder. Tyrus Kimber. Cameron Lockridge. Bailey Luke. Daniel Mabus. Zach McWright. Caleb Moffitt. Taylor Nazary. Daniel Pannell. William Perkins. Ridge Reed. John Robbo. Trey Stein. George Tarver. Andrew Tomaine. Jalen Thompson. Lamarcus Wallace. Derek Ward.
Quite remarkable. All the way across the building. It's amazing. Before we get to the proclamation, we'll be having our first responder caucus today at the Capitol. For those of you who want to come over, we'll be just meeting and talking about issues in EMS, fire, and law enforcement. So it'll be at 11:30. Probably lasts about an hour, hour and a half, something like that. Lunch is provided. So if you get a chance, and when we leave here, we're going to head over there and talk about a few things. So we appreciate if you can attend. We'll keep you posted on future meetings as we move through and try to address issues across our state for our first responders. That being said, it brings us to our proclamation. By the authority granted to the Mississippi State Fire Academy and the laws of the state of Mississippi, we proclaim Class 195 as Mississippi firefighters. That concludes our ceremony for today. Thank you all for coming out. We have some refreshments out front. Please stay as long as you need. Take pictures out front by the fire engine. We appreciate your support. God bless, and drive safe going home.